Labconco FreeZone freeze dryer. Standard operation procedure. A user manual, standard operation procedure, booking calendar, and user book are on the freeze dryer. Please read user manual and standard operation procedure before processing your sample. The power switch for the instrument, the top on the left side of the top unit. The bottom is beside the screen. The screen is a control panel. You can key in all the parameters and control the instrument. In the top part is the stopping, rise, lower control. There's a control for the panel inside the sample chamber for rising or lower, and also one for the vacuum release. Let the system connect to the outside. It should be closed. The vacuum release should be closed when you operate the instrument. After that, you can open that, let the inside pressure and outside pressure get equal by release it open. Then you can open the chamber to get your sample. The sample chamber can be set the temperature between -40 to +40. In most use is below 0. This part takes time to cooling down. When you operate the instrument, you turn on this part first. Let it cool down to reach the desired temperature. To set the temperature, you just choose the USB connect that function. You choose menu, then you can key in the temperature for the chamber. After this reach the desired temperature, you can put your sample in the chamber and make sure all the part is sealed and closed, especially the vacuum release and closer button is at the closer position. Now we can set the collector. Turn on the collector. The collector temperature will be dropped. When it drops below 40, then it's turned to green. Now you can set up the vacuum. By push on the vacuum sign, then will promote the vacuum set point. Depends on your sample requirement, you can key in the desired pressure, normally 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 millibar. The screen will display the temperature of the collector and the vacuum. This is the home screen. And when you push the altimeter, the function, then they will give you all the sensors display. The temperature of collector, the vacuum, the system. The system temperature is referred to your sample chamber temperature. And also there's a 3 sensor in the sample chamber. You can monitor the 3 part of your sample. You can check your sample to see if they are dried or not. When you check your sample, you need to stop the vacuum pump by push the vacuum pump and stop it. When you release the vacuum button, you can open the door to check your sample. If it's ready, you can stop. If not ready, you just close it and restart the process just by start the vacuum. When you're done, first stop the vacuum, then stop the collector. You can release the vacuum, the system, and take your sample. Then you open the collector, the top cover. Leave a gap, let the ice melt inside, and use a bucket to collect the melting ice, the water. Maybe you need a paper towel to dry inside if it is wet. The next is a video for how to operate the system. This is our department, the new freeze dryer. There's a user manual and the standard operation procedure, logbook, and a calendar on the freeze dryer for the users to read and book and record their using. This two cord connect to the instrument, the top and the bottom. They are supposed to plug in on the wall for the specific socket. So there's a control for the top here. And the control for the main component. This is a sample tray for loading sample. There's 3 sensors can monitor the sample temperature. This is a tray for trap the water, and the bottom is a vacuum pump. So this is a power for the control panel, the vacuum and the collector. For this part, this for the system, which is a sample tray. We can manually set the temperature for the tray. Okay, by push any numerical button there. The range is -40 to +40. Depends on your sample, you can set the different temperature. Now we are setting -10. You can push start. This one takes time to cool down the temperature. This is the temperature of the sample chamber. When the sample chamber, the shelf, reach the desired temperature, we can go to the main section. We set the collector temperature. Start the collector. The collector is a deep freezer, -50, to cool down the moisture to the ice before they went to the vacuum. So the first step, when the tray reaches the desired temperature, if you have a lower temperature, sometimes below 10, they take a longer time. So they start this part first. When the temperature reaches your desired temperature for sample, and you can check this and start the collector. Collector temperature reach -40, then we can set the vacuum. before we set vacuum, here is the button for vacuum release and close. When we had the vacuum release open, then the inside is connected to the outside. The pressure is equal to the outside. You can easily to open the door. When we close the vacuum release, the inside will be a sealed system. When you apply the vacuum will be inside the system. So after you put your sample in, temperature reach, you can close the vacuum and start the vacuum. So when you're done, when you need to check your sample, you need to stop the vacuum. You need to, this is start. When there's vacuum, we can stop it. Then release the vacuum. Then you can open the door. At the end, when we defrost the ice accumulated in the collector, we need to plug the water here to collect the water in the bucket. When you operate, they should be released. Otherwise, the system will be not sealed. When the temperature of the collector below or above -40 is red, means not ready yet. So it has to be below -40, you can apply for the vacuum. Here also give you the sense of different part of the system. When this is the -40, it turns to green. Now we can apply vacuum. Set vacuum 0.2, or you can start. So when you start vacuum, this part has to be closed. The vacuum which is low, then they can display the actual number, and when you reach the setting, close to the setting point, you will turn to green. This gives you the system. So when you're done, you can stop the vacuum and stop the collector. See, the temperature vacuum will come back. So stop. Then you can release your by turn to you can feel the air
will be coming through here. Then open your chamber and take your sample. Afterwards, you'll be defrost your sample and collect, drain the water from here.
Okay, if you have any problem, please contact either myself or Yuri. Thank you for watching.